past couple of weeks, it's had a lot of shakeups. Tennessee definitely goes down against South Carolina this past week, so I'm sure we will be out of the number 5 spot as USC comes into the 5th spot on the AP poll ranking. But Alabama fans, don't get your hopes up. If there is any 2-loss team that goes into the playoffs, it will not be you. It's going to be Tennessee. And Mike, what's your thoughts on this? Is it a possibility that a 2-loss team will make the playoff?
I mean, it could be a possibility. I mean, here's the thing. You got a couple teams that have a couple games to lose, right? And if one team, we'll say if USC loses one game, they'll have 2 losses. If you have TCU, if they lose the next 2 games, they'll have 2 losses. Or if they have 1 loss, I mean, they'll still be cozied up maybe in the 3rd spot. But everything behind that 3rd spot could possibly be 2 losses other than the Ohio State and team up north. So you could be talking about, hey, a team that didn't make the conference championship, why shouldn't they get in? I mean, this is crazy, man. I mean, we could see 2 teams from the same conference and it not be the SEC as well. I mean, this is craziness. The playoff committee, they got to talk to me, man. They really got to talk to me this week. I'm ready.
EG.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, this is the wildest playoff race in a while, man. It's like, hey, every game right now, it don't matter who you playing. It don't matter who it's up against right now. The fact that you're playing for the playoffs, it just seems like it's creating some type of, nervousness within the program. It's like it's making the guys nervous. It's a big game. Every moment is big. It's like, see what happened with Tennessee. No one even batted an eye at the thought of South Carolina beating Tennessee. Who was like, hey, Tennessee's schedule is easy from here on out. Those guys get in after the SEC championship was decided. And now look, South Carolina upsets them. So, hey, I don't know. I can't say for sure no one is going to win their next game because the playoffs are on the line. So we can't overlook any game. We can't overlook anything. And TCU plays Iowa State. And I can't say, hey, TCU is going to beat their tail. I can't even say that. It's so much pressure on right now. And it's going to be amazing to see who comes out. And watch out for USC. That's my one thing. Watch out for USC. Even though they have a tough last game, they could creep up into their playoffs in Lincoln Riley's first year. That would be a great accomplishment.
Yeah, man. Yeah. This is all just going crazy. We're obviously going to find out, this coming week, man. But I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it. The playoff committee is in for a rude awakening, man. This is crazy.
Hey, and one of those 2-loss teams.
But this is why I was always against expanding the playoffs, because the regular season means so much. It is the playoffs. It's the only sport where the regular season means so much, man, and that's why I'm like,
I have a question for both of y'all. Who would be the best 2-loss team in the country, in your opinion? No biasness.
It's gonna have to be. Right now, I would say the team that got the best losses, 2-loss team with the best losses, is Penn State.
Okay.
They lost to the number 2 and number 3
team. What does Penn State?
And I feel like they have been disrespected. And I tell you this: if they're behind Tennessee, I think that's BS, because Tennessee got blown out by an unranked team. as well, where Penn State's only loss was to the number 2 and number 3 team in the nation, bro.
That's true. You got a point on that.
So Penn State is at the number 11 mark, and he's saying they're the best two-loss team in his eyes.
I'm saying they got the
Me,
best
I
2
think I would.
losses.
Right. Me, man, I would pull more for.
You go say Oregon.
It's tough, man. I would.
You gonna say Bama?
I want to say Oregon right off the top of my head. Right, I want to say Oregon though. No, not Bama. I'm not. I'm off the Bama train. I wanted to say Oregon, but I just can't, man. I'm just gonna say LSU has got some momentum rolling. So I would say LSU, even though their wins against Arkansas wasn't as convincing to me as it should have been. I thought they looked kind of bad, but right now, man, I'm gonna go with LSU, man. Best two-loss team right now.
Okay. Right now, LSU, I know they're going to get beat by Georgia, so that makes them a 3-loss team. But I would probably have to go.
Absolutely.
I would probably have to go with Oregon. If you don't take Oregon, I'll probably take Oregon on that. Oregon right now. And then
Okay.
what about Clemson? I think they only have 1 loss right now, and they're like 7.
Yeah, we didn't
They're like
even
under
mention
LSU.
them.
So Clemson is only 1-loss team right now.
That's crazy.
But I just feel like I mean, we've talked about this in Twitter Spaces and things like this, but I just feel like Clemson was eliminated after they got smacked by Notre Dame. Like Notre Dame, so it's going to be Clemson and North Carolina in the ACC championship game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Notre Dame has smacked both of them. Both of them.
Yeah. And no
like
one
Notre
believes
Dame
in anything Clemson's doing.
And then Syracuse was their other ranked team. Notre Dame smacked them too. I mean,
yeah.
I just felt like when they lost to Notre Dame, they were just all eliminated. But I mean, hey, could we talk about Notre Dame just beating all of these ranked teams if they have another one against USC?
Yep.
Why not a 3-loss team?
Hey. You never know.
This is crazy, bro. I love college football. This is why I love college football, because the regular season means so much. This is why I was not for expanded playoffs, bro. Like, look at it. All of these teams that couldn't hack it, that got exposed or whatever, now they're going to be in the playoffs. Crazy.
Question, hypothetical.
That's crazy.
If, and we're going to get a little bit to this later, but just put this on your mind. If Michigan loses to Ohio State, TCU moves up to 4th, Michigan moves to 5th, or do they jump down a little bit more? And is it based off of how they play and what's the score? But
the question is
that's a good question, because there's so many teams with 1 loss, man. 1 loss. So my thing is, if USC go out there and finish their last game strong, convincingly by 20 to 30 points, Michigan will fall right under USC at number 6 mark and slightly out of the playoffs, because you can't take out USC because they're a 1-loss team and they're already at number 5. They're at that 5th spot. So USC might move up to 4, and Michigan will be right there at 5, because the number 6 is a 2-loss team, crazily. So I think Michigan falls right under USC.
So basically, you're asking, what would it take for that team up north to slip right in, right?
Yep.
Okay. So what it would take is for USC to lose 1 more game. What it would take is TCU to not be a 1-loss conference champion, right?
Mm-hmm.
What it would take for is Clemson to lose another game. So
okay,
the winner of the Ohio State team up north game will be counting on all 3 of those factors. So,
okay, take note.
I mean,
anything can happen. I don't see Michigan making it, but we'll see, especially this week.
Oh no, don't even count, bro. You ain't gonna want to see them after this. We'll get to that later.
Hey, but But you know what's crazy? At the beginning of the year, I bet my money on Michigan winning it against Ohio State and Ohio State being that team, the last team that slips in. That was my playoff prediction at the beginning of the year because they win every game but the Michigan game. That's what I had at the beginning of the year, one of our very first podcasts. So it'll be interesting to see, man. I mean,